All right, here's another opportunity for us to think about intent and impact. As you can see, I'm here with a pretty busy highway behind me. Lots of cars and trucks going by. And, I'm sure, well, reasonably sure, when cars were invented, that the people that invented them and, produced them, mass-produced them, may not have been thinking that at this point in time, in the year 2021, according to the European calendar, that there'd be such massive environmental destruction based on the use and the production and the sourcing of the natural resources that are needed to make these cars. And even now, with the making of batteries that are in electric or hybrid cars, the really vile kinds of chemicals that are needed and the processes by which they are extracted. Now that we know this, we can look at the intent of cars that may not have included that. And that's part of the problem of capitalist production, is that oftentimes they're not looking at impact. They're looking at short-term gain, looking at economic power, looking at power centered in European, rich, white, male, generally, populations and structures and systems. But we have to be able to look at this and all other situations as far as intent and impact goes. And this is a great example of what I was saying in the other video about when we're talking about social justice issues, that intent does not equal, dismiss, or exonerate impact. So if the creators of cars and motor vehicles, they may have intended that this just makes travel easier and that this makes, say, life easier for people that are using these machines. But again, they have to own up to, and all the people who produce and continue to use these vehicles have to look at the impact and know that it's far different from what the intent might have been. Now, knowing who created cars in the first place, their intent might have been destruction. That's just simple, or even indirectly. But we have to be able to look at intent and impact as not different. We can't go back to Henry Ford and have him say, well, I didn't intend for this to happen. Well, that doesn't matter anymore because the impact has been negative. And there's plenty of positives, of course, around having motor vehicles. But we have to be able to look at the negative impacts and deal with that straight up. And not fool ourselves into saying, well, we meant differently. That has nothing to do with, again, equaling, impact. So we have to be able to look at intent and impact clearly and not obfuscate or confuse the connection that we make between them, and especially those of privilege and power. We can't let that part of the discourse dominate the discourse, because intent does not equal, dismiss, or exonerate any impact, and especially a negative impact. Let's talk.